Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent. Today we're going to be talking about a falling knife. What is a falling knife in the stock term? So a falling knife is a slang term for a stock or security that at its current price or value looks like it has dropped to a significant point where it's considered undervalued and it could rebound. But if it doesn't rebound, and this is where the falling knife comes in, you could eventually lose all of its value, or say the company goes bankrupt or the equity becomes worthless. You've basically lost all your money that you invested in that company. Now that doesn't happen very often, and it takes quite a while, but I believe that the company that I had put into my portfolio was bleeding out some of my gains and kind of diluting the account to the point where I just had to let go of that falling knife. So towards the end of the video, I'll ask for your opinion whether I made the right or wrong choice. And to you guys, I did sell it off today. I did sell it off at a loss, which isn't normally what I would like to do with any of my investments, even ones that are in the negative, which some of them are, but they are dependable stocks. This stock was the riskiest investment that I've added to my portfolio, and that's why I have a diverse portfolio. I don't care about having multiple stocks within an industry. It's about having multiple stocks with your money divided in equity, and that way if one stock tanks 10%, the other stocks have still balanced it out. So we're going to be talking about the stock ticker symbol DIN, which is Dine Equity. This is my falling knife. This has bled out for the past about week or two, and it's just been on a downwards trend. And I thought I had bought it at what I was considering a value point and that it would make a recovery, but I was wrong, and I think in the long term it's going to continue to fall. So I had to just let go of that knife, let it hit the ground. Maybe I can pick it up later, but this was a good eye-opener for me that risky stocks adding to my portfolio isn't worth it in the end. I'd rather invest in stocks that I know that are going to be doing well in the future. Even if they have a low yield, I know that they'll actually offer me a return. Their company will continue to grow. I don't have to worry about them going belly up in the future. As a dividend investor, long-term investor, I want the companies I am investing in now to have a future. I want them to be around in 15 to 30 years because I want my money to be in them for 15 to 30 years. When I hit 45, I want them to still be around. So Dine Equity has and controls Applebee's and IHOP. Now, I myself do not eat at any of these. I find them not too amazing, but I invested in them. So that was a fault on me. So let's go ahead and take a look at their 1 year and 5 year. We can see that, I looked at them. They were way undervalued. Their stock was down in the $38 range. I think when I bought it, it was in the $40 range. Now it's in the $38 range. I basically lost about $2 or $3 a share, probably more than that, and they've continued to just plummet. 2% alone today, and throughout the week it's been even worse than that. So I just had to let go of that falling knife. So I bought it on the 25th of July, looking at my information here. 25th of July is when I bought it, and I sold it off today for a negative 11%. That is why you want to diversify your portfolios. So smart move, diversify. It doesn't matter if you buy stocks within the same industry, just mix it up a little bit. Have 5 stocks instead of 2 stocks. That way if one stock plummets, you're not losing too much of your equity within those 2 stocks. You're losing a percentage of one stock within 5 instead. So for the month total, it's gone down 10%. That's more than most people gain, 12% actually. 3 months it's down 30%, 1 year it's down 49, almost 50%, and 5 years it's down 30%. So big red flags. I don't know why I added this one to my portfolio. I took a risk, and now I'm covering my hands in bandages. Looking at their chart, this thing has no support bar. It has no end in sight as far as when it's going to stop falling. Usually I like to invest in stocks that are 75% upwards and only 25% downwards. This one, you can see that there's a lot of red here. I would say that this trend is much more likely to flip on tails and go down than flip on heads and go up. They say that stocks have a 50-50 chance to go up or down. That's not really correct in a sense. The stock can go up or down, but the percentage wise that stock is more likely to go down or up is pretty it's not easy to calculate, but you can look at its trend and look at its history, look at its future, and decide whether that stock will be around in 30 years. And this one, I don't see this one doing very well, so that's why I sold it off. Looking at its analyst forecast, it only has 4 analysts compared to IBM, which had 26 analysts, somewhere around 30 for the following year. Now that just goes to show you that they put 4 analysts on this specific stock. They didn't give it much, very many looks at it. So they say that it can't continue falling anymore. It's at its lowest point that it's ever been. Ever. This is like the lowest point was $37.36. That's the very bottom of the totem pole. They say that you can only gain from there. 13% would put it at low for 43. Medium would be a 55% gain. High would be a 102% gain. I don't see any of that going on. I just think this thing will just continue to bleed out. We'll see in a year how it will be. I'll probably make a video on this again in 3 months to say whether I made the right choice, the wrong choice, or in the end, I don't mind. I'd rather put money in another stock that has value, such as Johnson & Johnson or Procter & Gamble. Those are 2 that I'm waiting, that I know are reliable for the long term, and I'm just waiting to buy into them because right now they're overvalued for what I consider a buy. Let's see, forecast. Now looking at their financials, just their earnings report, that's another red flag. You can see that the earnings report has been dropping 10 cents estimates per quarter. 159 a quarter, 146 a quarter, 137 a quarter. It's actually dropping more than 10 cents a quarter. That's not great. It's going down. It bottomed out right here, 122, 118. I'd like to see what they're predicted for the future, but I think this is just on a downwards trend. So, got rid of it. I don't think I'll ever buy back into Dine for the future, just because I know there's better investments out there. That they don't offer the high yield, but eventually I will reach that yield in time, and they'll provide a much safer earnings ratio for the 1 year, 5 year, 30 years out. I know I'll be making some money back. Plus, with those dividends reinvested, I'll get my yield up there. I don't have to worry about that. Financials, they didn't look too bad when I looked at their income statements for the year. They were staying pretty much within a couple thousands off. At the bottom here in the quarterly is where they kind of cut huge, 26, 23, 21, 14. So that's just a huge loss in the quarter. I don't know if nobody's going out to Applebee's and IHOP, but go out there. No, it doesn't matter to me anymore. I sold off of it. Don't care. But I'm just making this video, so it's basically just an example of what I bought that I considered a falling knife. It bled out my account for a good 2 weeks. It diluted some of my gains for my other stocks. I sold it off today. In what I would, it wasn't a great sell-off point. You can see that for its month it's been going down. For its week it's been going down. I sold it before it toppled off this high point right here. I sold it off, and it did make somewhat of a recovery, but I think Monday it's just going to fall again. So, not too worried about it. Right here it even says Dine Equity avoid for now. So big thing on it right now that just got announced at 12:44 a.m. So avoid it for now is my opinion as well. Just avoid Dine Equity. So that is it for this video. I just wanted to make a quick video on basically what a falling knife is and my experience on catching falling knives. I of course let go of the falling knife, put some bandages on. I'm sure I'll make back up the money that I lost on. Oh, I've already, I'm above overall, and I may have lost 11% in that specific stock, but between all my other investments, I am up more than 10%. So it definitely beat the loss that I took from that one. And that is it. So if you guys have any falling knives of your own that you had to cut off, or if you think that I made the right choice, if you think I made the wrong choice, let me know in the comments below. I am really interested in your guys' opinions out there, and I'd like a comment to let me know whether you think I made the right choice or wrong choice. If you have any questions or just want to say hello, please leave a comment below, and also click the like button if you like these type of videos, and subscribe for future financial videos. That is it for this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.